All right. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Just want to apologize for that late start. Had some technical difficulties, but my name is Wayne, and you're at the DIY maintenance for the W2222 Mercedes-Benz S550. I'm answering any questions that you may have. A lot of things have happened, and if this is your first time and you're looking at the channel, please like and subscribe. This channel is basically here to help you save some money on one of the most expensive car on the road. That is the S series of the Mercedes-Benz S550. So many experiences in general with cars, but let me just back up and tell you how I got started. And like I said before in some of my previous videos, owning the S series was one of my dreams. I actually did the research to see, what it would be like to own one of these cars, and I went back to the Consumer Reports. As a matter of fact, before I bought my car in 2019, and this is one of the things that you should have if you're doing research on a car that you want to buy. You want to basically look and see what kind of problems that car may have. And the year that I bought it was 2019. So this is the actual 2019 Consumer Reports. And basically, when you open it up, you want to go to a page like this, and it talks about new and used cars. For me, I was planning to go to the S series, and down here I already have it marked down. And you see the yellow and red and the green. And the green tells you that there's no issues with it, but the yellow means you better look out, and the red means there's serious problems. So that's one of the things that you want to do before you buy a car, whether new or used. You want to see what kind of maintenance, what's the maintenance going to be like. But I just want to give you some update for this channel. Not only does the United States watch this channel, other countries, Saudi Arabia, United Kingdom, United Arab Emirates, you have Canada, you have Germany, you have Russia, you have Romania, you have Malaysia, you have Bangladesh, you have South Korea, Mongolia. So these are just a few of the countries that watch this channel just to learn, because it doesn't matter if you have money in your pocket or deep pockets. People want to save money. And just because you have money in your pocket doesn't mean that you want to just give it away. So I'm here to help you get some tips and things to keep you on your way. So what I've also done was enable a phone session, a phone consultation, 30 minutes. If you have any questions on any of the 39 videos that I've made so far, you can go ahead and book a phone session, a 30-minute phone session. And you probably want to go to calendly.com/wrobert000. I actually put it in all the videos that I've done so far, as well as the main page. If you want to book a consultation, pick a calendar and everything like that. So let me go ahead and get started. So I did a poll on this website, and one of the questions that I asked was the actual video that I've done, and I'm surprised some of the people here got it wrong. And the question is, it talks about a tire size, and it says 245, 40, or 20 means the rim size is 19. Now, true, 33% said it was true, and false, 67% said it was false. The false has correct. Whenever you look at a tire size, you're going to look at 245, which is the width of the tire. You're going to look at the next number, which is 40, which is the aspect ratio of the width, which is basically the height. And then you're going to look at the R, which means radial. And the last number, 20, it's a 20-inch tire. You can have 22s, you have 21, you have 19, 18, 16, 15. So just a small percentage of the people that did the poll, got that wrong. The majority of people got it right. And let's go up a little bit. And it says, this I haven't done a video on it, but this is just a general overview. White smoke coming out of your car exhaust pipe could mean condensation, which means coal that in the wintertime, the engine is drinking coolant, or you have a blown head gasket, or it could be any other combination. So if your if it's the summertime and you have white smoke coming out of your exhaust, more than likely your head gasket's either blown or your car is drinking coolant. Well, if you have a blown head gasket, the car's going to drink coolant. So we have 100% correct on that. And we'll go down and we'll look at the safety features built into the W2222 Mercedes-Benz S550 or on any car for that matter is only as effective as the driver who's driving it. True statement. It doesn't matter if you have a lot of safety features built into the car. If you drive recklessly, it's not going to save you from, or prevent you from getting into an accident. You have to be careful yourself. The safety features there as an added extra to your driving technique. And then one of the other questions I had was, once you understand the basics, you can work on any car. The fundamental is the same. The steps or procedure is different. Fact. I've had 10 cars in my lifetime, different makes and model. The oil drain plug may be different on each one of them. The brake pads or the rotors are the same in all of them, but the technique to take them off or to change them is a little bit different. So once you understand the basics, you can work on any car. So my goal is to help you, there's a saying, there's a company that I love. I love that company before it went out of business. An educated consumer is the best consumer, which is true. So I want to give you a few stories, so hopefully that will help you. But let's just go back in time. Let's go back to the aircraft. As you know, my background is aircraft maintenance, jet engines, pistons. And so I don't know if any of you know, but most of the technology that came from aircraft went into the car. Synthetic oil came from the aircraft. The turbos came from the aircraft. The anti-lock braking system came from the aircraft. The head-up display came from the aircraft. The digital dashboard came from the aircraft. And a slew of other things came from the aircraft. They brought it over into the car side. Now, I'm going to tell you a few stories. One of the stories, I had lunch with this young lady a few weeks ago, and she was telling me she doesn't have a Mercedes. She has a different brand car. And she said, there was vibration in my front left tire. And my front left tire had vibration in it. And I said, okay. So she got the tire balanced, still vibration. So she continued telling the story, and the mechanic that was working on her car came to her and says, you know what, you need a radiator flush. And I'm like, huh? What does a radiator flush have to do with vibration coming from your tire? Then your vibration could be, your tire's not balanced. Maybe your ball joint is worn. Axle could be anything. So her friend gave that mechanic a piece of her mind. But you know what? This happens day in, day out. A lot of people out there, if you don't know your stuff, they will take advantage. You want to have a true or recommended mechanic that you want to go to. And so my goals for the ladies who are subscribed to this channel, the two things that will help you the most. Number one, get the maintenance guide. Get the maintenance guide that tells you when to change a part or when to change an oil at each interval. Each interval is 10,000 miles. So when you go to a mechanic and they say, well, we want to do X, Y, and Z, and you look at maintenance guide, well, it's not due for another 30 or 40,000. Why are you changing it now? And watch them stumble and go back on their word. The second thing you want to do is get yourself a scanner. I did a video on how to use a scanner. And my attitude is you want to know what's wrong with your car before you go to the independent shop or the dealership or any other place. So at least you have a heads up. And one of the other things, you probably want to have a good estimate on how much things cost. Know how much things cost. I think I did a video on where to get your parts from. One of the things people are surprised when they when a mechanic tells them this is the price of that, and actually they actually jacked up the price. So you want to be careful. If any one of you have any questions in the chat room, go ahead and just answer it. But the first video that I did was about replacing the windshield wiper. The last video that I did, and this is kudos to when I did my 1,000 subscribers, And celebration, just as I was signing off, a person came and he typed in the map update. And just as I signed off, I saw it at the tip of my eye. So you know what? Let me do a video on how to update the map on your car. And the reason why I did that, I called the dealership and I said, you know what? I need maps for my car. And so I gave him the VIN number and they said, okay, you have a 2016 S550 Mercedes. He said, for that car, you got to bring the car in. And the only thing that I heard in my head was cha-ching. And I'm like, I'm not going to pay someone to do something that I can do. And so the thing about it is I did the research, got the USB stick, went online, went to a website that sells navigation update for Mercedes, the same company that sells also the Mercedes. Read the instruction, followed it, and I actually did it, and I posted it. So some of the videos that you recommend, I would, post a video on it. And I just wanted to let you know that any ideas or anything that you want me to do on, send me an email or post it. Wayne, can you do this? Can you do a video on this? And the reason why I'm passionate, because if you keep a car, if you stay on top of the maintenance, you can have that car running forever. Have you ever noticed when you go to the air show, you see some of these classic aircraft flying? That's because of maintenance. You can do the same thing with a car. I've heard many people time and time again, even with the S series, well, as soon as the warranty or extended warranty for the car is expired, I'm getting rid of the car. It doesn't have to be. If you know what you're doing, you know how to maintain that car. And most of the videos that I've made, most of them, I've done it while the warranty, the extended warranty, was in full effect. And my attitude with that was I didn't want anybody to touch that car except for me and the dealership. And if you read the fine print in the warranty or extended warranty, you can actually void it if you make a mistake. You know, anyone come work on their car, do some damage, they can actually void it. So what you wouldn't do, my recommendation is if you're doing the work yourself, keep the receipt. So when you do bring it to the dealership, and I highly recommend, if you have warranty or extended warranty on your car, bring it to the dealership first. Let them check it out, because it's covered. But if you're doing the work yourself, whether brake, oil, windshield wiper, cabin filter, air filter, keep the receipt. So if they do want to change that, show them that you changed it already, and like, oh, okay, great. I've heard over the years, oh, the car costs more to fix than the book value of it. I heard that so many times. And if I heard that another time, if I had a dime for every person that said that, I'll be a millionaire right now. But the goal is to save money. Doesn't matter if you, like I said, it doesn't matter if you have deep pockets or not. But the goal is to know your car, know your vehicle, and you want to basically have a good idea of things, how much things cost in your car, as well as many other things as well. One of the things that I want to do in the future, in terms of about future videos, is put a webcam in it. Talk about tailgater. Talk about someone who, if they hit the brake, what do you do in that situation? How to get out of road rage, But of course, that takes time. And I was supposed to do a video yesterday, but I had a technical glitch. So some of these videos, I tend to do the research first so that you don't have to. All you got to do is watch it, learn, do it yourself, and keep it moving. And so hopefully I've done a good job, but I encourage you to continue to have the comments come and, just keep it real. And like I said, having a luxury car doesn't mean that it has to be expensive. Doesn't mean that they can take a vacuum cleaner, put it in one pocket, suck out everything in there, and then go around the other pocket, take the vacuum cleaner, suck out everything in that pocket as well. You want to be knowledgeable about your car. So to that bit, Vitaly, hi from Republic of Moldova, welcome. Tracy, Hello, nice to meet you. I am nervous about taking my car to the Lexus on Thursday for oil change, transmission, oil change, coolant, flush, and lube. The same recommendation I gave earlier, and we live in a information technology. So we have the internet. So what I recommend for that, Google search the year, make of your car, and basically what you want to do, you want to get the service interval for your year and car. Get that, download it, and look at the interval and know when stuff like transmission oil need to be changed, coolant need to be changed, lube need to be changed. If you do that ahead of time, you know exactly what in your car needs to be changed. Compared to the mileage of your car. So at certain mileage, you have to do certain things. And the only way for you to know that, you the end user or you the consumer, you have to go to your dealership website or just do a Google search. Do a Google search on Lexus, the model of your car, the year of your car, and do a search for maintenance guide or maintenance interval. Download that, save it to your computer, open it up in the PDF format, and just look at 10,000 miles, 20,000 miles, 30,000 miles, 40,000 miles, 50,000 miles. And for each interval is 10,000. Look at each interval, see what needs to be changed. And if you don't need to change it, the manufacturer guideline is always the best. Don't let a mechanic tell you what you need to change unless it's at the dealership. But you changing all those things all at once, I don't know if they quoted you for a price, but you probably want to find that out. So hopefully that answers any of your questions. If there's any more, I would love to go ahead and just post it, and I'll just continue talking. So one of the things that I've noticed on the car, one of the reasons why I purchased the car, because it has a lot of built-in safety features in it. One is called pre-safe braking, which basically means, I remember one time I was driving, I was hitting the brakes, and I remember the car applying more brake pressure and my foot was still on the brake pedal. So that it basically sees what you're doing. So that's one of the nice features of the car. I basically call it a computer on wheels, you know. Pension, what's your car oil change interval? Do you use synthetic? Yes, I do. My car oil change interval is every 10,000 miles, which is about once a year. And synthetic oil for Mercedes is Mobil 1 synthetic. For your manufacturer, you probably want to go and see what type of oil that they use and use that oil. So hopefully that answers your question. Keep the questions, keep them coming. So over the years, I've been driving on the highway. I also have a commercial driver license. So I used to drive trucks. And when you drive in commercial vehicles, you have to know a little bit more than the average class 5. And 5W30 and Wix oil filter, 204 Lexus LS. Okay, 125,000 miles. Okay. At 125,000 miles, there are a bunch of things that probably needs to be changed. So the stuff that you listed, transmission oil change, coolant flush, lube, sounds about right for that many mileage on your car. I have 106,000 miles on my Mercedes, and I have the interval that tells you what needs to be changed. So oil change, definitely if you haven't changed it in the last year. Synthetic oil, if your manufacturer requires it. Transmission oil, definitely. Coolant flush, brake flush. Is it true that someone should never change their transmission fluid? There's a catch to that. If you change your transmission fluid, you have to use what the manufacturer specifies. So if you go, I had my transmission fluid changed about 2 years ago by the dealership. You have to know what you're doing with that, because if you're wrong, you can have slippage, and you don't want that. Slippage is a very expensive thing to fix. So if there's nothing wrong, with your transmission, you're pretty much good to go. So any other questions, just keep them coming. And so what was I saying? So you have your warranty, you have your extended warranty. And so like I said in previous, you have 3 mechanics for your car. Your number 1 mechanic. Number 2, if your warranty is in effect or extended warranty is in effect, your dealership is mechanic number 2. Your mom and pop mechanic is number 3. If your warranty or extended warranty is out of warranty, your mechanic number 1, your mom and pop mechanic number 2, your dealership is number 3, in that order. So you have to know when to bring your car, when you can work on it yourself, and if you can't fix it yourself, that's when you determine whether your mom and pop mechanic. Now, my mom and pop mechanic, there are certain things I'll bring my car to have them fixed, to have them changed. There are certain things I will not have them do with my car. For a regular break fix means that you don't have to reset the computer in the car. That's called break fix. You just take over part, find a new one. I will bring my car to him. But if it's specifically designed for Mercedes, one of the things I would do, I remember before I had my 2016 S550, I had a 2000 E320. And I remember going to work, it was raining all day, some kind of storm. And I remember I got to the car, turned on the ignition, the lights would turn on, it wouldn't start. So I'm thinking, could it be started? Battery's like brand new, wouldn't start. To make a long story short, a Mercedes came, they got the car. Now I had a choice. I can either bring it to the Mercedes dealership or I can bring it to my mom and pop. I decided to go to the Mercedes dealership. Make a long story short, the ignition module in the car went bad. Now, my mom and pop mechanic can change the ignition module, but guess what? You still have to program the keys, and that's specific to Mercedes. So that's why I brought my car to Mercedes. You have to make a judgment call on your car, who to bring your car to. Do you bring it back to the dealership, or do you bring it back to your mom and pop? When you bring it back to your mom and pop, you save a ton of money. If you do the work yourself, you save a ton of money. The only time you bring it to the dealership if you're going to do something specific. So for the person about the oil change, transmission change, the coolant, if you can bring it back to the Lexus dealership, bring it back to them, because if something is wrong, you can bring the car back and have them fix it. And they basically don't want that car coming back if they worked on it. So I think that's the best answer I can give you. If you have any more questions, please just have them come in. But like I said, my goal is to serve you and to help you save money. You know, it's to help you save money. So that's the purpose of this channel. So anything that I can do to help, let me know. And like I said, don't get hung up because it says W2222 2016 Mercedes-Benz S550. It's universal. You know, as long as you have the basics, as long as you have the understanding of how a car works, until they put a jet engine in the car, you can still work on your car and still fix it. Unless it's electric, then I don't get into that realm. So, but like I said, it's good to know stuff about your car, know how it works, know things that could damage it. So that's it. Let's see. My car oil change interval is 5,000 to 6,000, or every 6 months. The manual also lists for severe condition, do 3,000 or 3 months. Severe conditions on New York City driving. Yeah, with the stop and go and the blowing of the horn. Yeah, we do have extreme weather here. That question also, are you using synthetic oil or using regular oil? It makes a big difference. So, but if your oil change is every 5,000 to 6,000 miles or every 6 months, then by all means, follow the recommendation of your manufacturer. Don't go outside of that. It's not going to hurt. If If you're changing the oil yourself, you save a lot of money. If you got to bring it in, then just be prepared to pay. So I don't know if that answers your question about severe conditions. We do have the 4 seasons here, which is summer, spring, winter, fall. Anything from extremely cold to extremely hot. So, and that's one of the reasons why staying top of your car is highly recommended. So, any other questions, just keep them coming. And let me just take a look. Okay. So one of the things, I bumped into a gym buddy of mine a couple of weeks ago, and like I said, he has a 2018 ML 350. You know, actually no, not an ML, a GL 550, huge truck, beautiful. And I asked him, I said, your maintenance. Oh, Wayne, this car is expensive to maintain. I said, well, take a look at my channel. You can do half this stuff yourself, save yourself a ton of money, unless you like giving your money away. And he thanked me for it, took a look at my channel, so he liked it. So just because you drive an expensive car doesn't mean it has to be expensive to maintain. You can actually do some of the maintenance yourself. Tracy, I like to have my oil change twice a year, September and March. Okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Either you do it yourself, or for the ladies who are subscribed to this channel, here's a tip. If you know the procedure on how to change the oil and you don't want to bring it to the dealership, you can actually have someone change it for you. You just give them instructions. Tell them what to do. But again, you want to do your research first before you go about doing that. Or bring it to your mom and pop shop, someone that you trust. Of this is a mechanic that you trust. This is a mechanic that you've been dealing for years. I've had 10 cars in my lifetime, and each one of my cars see my mechanic, even my current W2222. Please make a video on changing the coolant fluid on 2016. Okay, that's a good one. I'm going to write that down. Video on changing the coolant fluid. And when you talk about the coolant fluid, you're talking about the antifreeze. Am I correct in that? Have you done spark plugs on a W222 yet? No, I haven't. I do have the instructions how to do that. But my attitude when it comes to stuff like that, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I've actually driven, I think my 2000 E320 4MATIC. I had 2 spark plugs. One is 3, the other one is number 1 cylinder, where it was a missed spark, where the mechanic literally had to change the spark plug on that. But that car had over 100,000 miles. So unless something like that is broken, I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to touch it. And any other questions, just keep them coming. This is great. So again, just want to apologize for the late start. I had a technical glitch on my computer system, and we live in the age of technology. So better late than never. So we're here. But as I was saying, my friend had a GL 550, beautiful truck, and if I had that truck now, the same videos, the same 40 videos that I've done, everything from changing the windshield wiper to change the cabin fluid to, it'll be the same, but it'll be in different places. That's it. Yeah, some cars make the spark plug a pain to get to. That's fact. So when you open up your hood, you can tell how things are difficult when you look at the space that you have to work with. So yeah, very true. So keep the questions coming, keep the likes going up. But I love working on cars. I love getting my hands dirty. And I don't know, maybe because I'm a guy, you know. But how do I know if I need spark plug change? Um, Two things. Look at the service interval for your car, or if you have a misfire. If the service interval in your car, let's say you have a Lexus or BMW, says to change your spark plug, then you change it. So that's the manufacturer telling you what to change and when. If you drive your car and it's hesitant, one of the best things for you, Tracy, is if you get one of those scanners for your car. And I did a video on getting a scanner for your car. Getting a scanner for your car, and also the maintenance interval. Those are the two best friends for you or any female out there or anybody that don't know cars as well. The scanner will tell you if your spark plug need to be changed, or it'll scan your whole system. So without you asking questions or calling up your mechanic and drilling with questions, get a scanner. It'll answer most of your questions. That's highly recommended. A good ratchet set, a good 3-ton jack. If you're going to do the work yourself, if you're very handy, one of the things that I've noticed when it comes to even working on your brakes, the lug nuts or torque. If you ever had a flat tire, well, if you have run flats, you'll never get a flat tire. But if you have regular tires and they use these air guns, those nuts, those lug nuts or torque, that means you need extra. When I'm loosening my tire, I have like a lever. I have like an extra pole. I have my 1/2-inch ratchet, and I I just keep doing it until it cracks the nut. So definitely, definitely. But I truly believe if you watch my videos, most of my videos from the day I started, which was sometime last year, how to change the windshield wiper, all the way up to the current, how to update your navigation system, I think you'll be okay. I don't think anybody can pull a wool over your eyes. So, I think you need to change that. And I'm going to repeat it again. One of the best things that can save you is have the maintenance guide on you if you have to, or scan it into your phone. Now you can look at your phone and see, now you know what needs to be changed. You say, okay, all right, great. All right, great. All right, great. Because what's going to happen is when you know what you're talking about, you basically want to walk into either that dealership or that mom and pop like you own the place. Who's in charge here? That better say your name. You want to know what you're talking about. You want to sound confident. That way they can't take advantage of you. Doing all that stuff I want is great, but at least you won't be stranded on the road. And that's one thing that you don't want to happen to you. You'll be stranded on the road because of some kind of mechanical problem. So I don't know if I answered most of everyone's questions here, but just keep the questions coming. All right. So what else can I talk about? So some of the future videos that I want to do, like I said, talk about the recommended tires that go in your car. What I always go with all seasons, and for some reason in New York we get rain, snow, sleet, so we have to be prepared for anything. I'm definitely going to put the car on the road and talk about road rage, how to prevent yourself from getting crashed from behind. I've seen that a lot, where the person driving in front of you hits the brakes, not paying attention to the car in back of him. That car in back of him just crashes into him. I've seen that a lot. Okay. Tracy, how do I know if I need? Okay. I try to stay ahead of any oncoming problems, and like you should. You want to be the captain of your ship. You want to know what's wrong with your car before it happens. You want to know what's wrong with your car before you take it to a dealership or mom and pop, and that's why I highly recommend the scanner. And go back, look on my video, and it talked about a scanner that I recommend. They have one for Mercedes and they have one for any type of car. that will save you tremendous amount of money. And I believe it's only $200 or $300. Definitely worth its price in gold. I highly recommend that. So if you want to know what's going on with your car, get that. And very easy, very simple to use, and you'll thank me later for it. So, so one of the things I wanted to talk about was, of course, bringing my car on the road and talk about how to properly brake, how to prevent road rage, how to prevent a guy from tailgating you, driving too close to the back of your car. So that's all coming. That all takes time. Of course, I got to make time for this. Most of the videos, I think, I spend just as much time making the video, but I also spend more time editing the video because there are a few things where, oh, I shouldn't have said that, or, you know, oh, this person's license plate is showing. So I do a lot of edit and cut it and try to mix it together just so I can present it and it looks really good. And most of the videos, I got a huge like, most of them, because I'm putting myself in a person watching my videos. Okay, he did this, now what? And I know for a fact that people in general, psychology, they do 100% of what you do wrong and 50% of what you do right. So if you see me in my video and I'm putting a brick behind one of the wheels, then you do it. And that's for safety. And one of the reasons why I don't work underneath the car, except for that one video, which is change the oil, because I know there's going to be one or two person who's not following safety protocols properly and get themselves hurt or injured. And most of my videos, if you notice, it's either working at the top or inside of the car. Very rarely it's working underneath it. And hopefully, you know, as you age and get used to doing stuff yourself, you get a little bit more comfortable working underneath the car. But like I said, most of my videos are in the either inside of the car or doing the wheels or doing the engine, but very rarely it'll be underneath. If you got to bring your car underneath, you probably want to bring it to a mom and pop or the dealership where they put it on the lift. They go underneath it, they change what apart, and the safety of that environment, and it's good. So any other questions, concerns, comments, any other videos? Like I said, my email address is wrobert000@aol.com. But I also have a half an hour phone consultation that, like I said, you can schedule. You can go to any of my videos. It will be in the description. It's www.calendy.com/wrobert000. And there you can schedule a 30-minute phone consultation. I'll go over any videos you need me to go over. If you need additional help beyond what the video is showing you, or you have questions outside the scope of that video, I'll be more than happy to help you. And I will not get off that phone until you understand exactly how to do what you're trying to do. Oh, thank you. It's funny. Some of my female subscribers told me about, you know, Wayne, we like to see you more in front of the camera. And so this is the reason why I'm here. So if you noticed in the very beginning, I only did one in front of the camera, and then the rest of my videos, like at least 30 of them, was behind the scene. But most people, they want to see me in front. So here I am. So I'll try to do that in mind, and you know, I'll do more of these live sessions so people can get comfortable with their vehicles. And you know, you spend the majority of your time either at your job, the second place is in your car, and the third place is in your home. So if you're gonna be in your car, you want it to be as reliable as possible. Me, I love music, so of course I'm gonna put a system in it. One of the upcoming videos, I'm probably gonna do the 3D tweeter. Way into the future, I'll probably do the head-up display because, you know, my background is aviation. So just like a fighter aircraft, you see the airspeed and everything in front of you. So I'm researching that. So that'll be a nice joy. So let's see. Do you use any fuel system cleaner? If so, at what interval? No, I do not. My best recommendation for all the cars that I had over the years, I use 93 octane always. whether my car is brand new or whether it's used or whatever, I've never had an issue, never had to worry about water in my tank because of that. And some people turn around and say, oh, you got a V8. I'll use 93 octane if I had a V12. And it's just my attitude. But I like power. I like moving in and out of traffic. And with a V8, it's a pure joy. And I don't use cleaners whatsoever. I never have, never will. See, in the New York City area, we know the temperature. We know the temperature. One of the things that you want to do is, let's say it's going to be like minus 0 degrees. You want to make sure that the day before you watch the news and you see the temperature, you want to make sure to put some gas in your tank. Because I'm going to tell you, something is going to happen. You're going to have trouble opening that door handle, whatever. You want to make sure you have the correct oil. For the W2222, my 2016, I use 0W40 Mobile One Synthetic. The 0 means cold temperature. It's going to be easy to start. So either I use 0W40 or 5W40. So I don't know why I'm having such a hard time finding 5W40. 5W40 is a little bit thicker, but 0W40 is what I use. And they say that as the car ages, as the car gets over a certain amount of miles, you want to use thicker oil. But from what I've seen from my car, it's a pure joy. I've never had any issues with it. And one of the reasons is the Consumer Magazine, I did my research. If you buy the wrong S series, just like if you buy the wrong year or make of your manufacturer, your car manufacturer, you're going to pay. You're going to pay for it. So I don't know if people do their research before they buy the car. They just buy because it looks pretty. You know, you don't want to have your car in the shop more than you drive. I've heard that before. Complete shell V98 gas. Okay. Okay, so hopefully I answered your questions about the gas. 93 octane for me. One of the things I can say, don't be cheap with your car. Put 93 octane in it. I don't put 89. I don't put 87. There was a time where New York almost came to $5 a gallon. And you know what? I will still put actually 93 octane in it. There was almost a time, I believe it was, I can't remember if it was Sandy, where it was 87 octane only. And my car said premium gas only. I'm like, oh God, I'm going to destroy my engine. Put 87 octane in it, the car still ran. And that's when all the gas stations, people were lined up around the block. And I don't know if some of you have noticed that, but yeah. So, like I said, any other questions? Any tips where to get door ding dent fixed? I have there's a couple of things you can do for that. If you want to do it yourself, you get compound. You have polishing compound, you have the regular compound. You can use compound, and then after you finish the compound, you basically buff it out. You can bring it to, or if you don't want to use compound, if you don't want to do that yourself, you can bring it to an auto body guy, and they can buff that out for you. The dings, it depends what you mean dings. Dings meaning what? Like scratches on your car, or like actual dings in your car. If it's actual dings in your car, you probably want to bring that to an auto body shop. And the thing with an auto body shop is they want to keep your car and work on it. So I've seen people drive and they probably go back to their auto body and they say, you know what, I need my car, and the bumper's not even finished painting. So me, no, everything got to be done. Everything got to be done right. Your dealership does that too, but guess what? You're going to pay for that. So hopefully that answers your questions, but just keep the questions coming. One of the things I noticed about my car, I got good tires on it, and I'm driving on the highway, and there's a huge, it almost looks like black ice, but it's actual rain, and there's a huge water. And what you want to do, if you're going through a water like that, it was underneath a bridge, and I saw a ton of water, took my feet off the gas, and let the car glide over it. And just because the car has 4MATIC, just because it has anti-lock brake, doesn't mean that, hey, you got a walk in the park. You still got to be careful. And I felt when this car, when either in the snow or heavy water, the car like almost, it's like it's gliding. And that told me the true nature. You want to respect nature. If it rains, you still got to drive responsibly. Um, what about 91 octane? Would that be okay, or 93? I always go with 93. 91 octane is not bad, but the same $10 93 octane or the same $10 91 octane, you can put 93 octane in your car. You know, and like I said, that's my personal feelings. I don't care if my car is brand new. I don't care if it's 10 years old. I'm still going to put 93 octane. I don't want any problem whatsoever. The last thing you want on your car is for that check engine light to come. Now you got to worry about, okay, if my car get inspected and they see the check engine light, you fail. They will fail you. I got a V8. I put 93 octane in it. I'm in and out of traffic. I don't think twice when I go to any gas station. Should I go 89 or 87? No. For what? Even V12. You know, my 2016 has twin turbos on it. I enjoy it tremendously. It's very easy to get a speeding ticket in that car. And the only reason you should be on the side of the road, hopefully not for a speeding ticket, maybe if you have regular tires, not run flat, and you change your tire. But if you're on the side of the road and it's one of two things, either you get a speeding ticket or you change the flat tire. Don't be caught on the side of the road because there's something wrong with your engine because you fail to stay on top of. You stay on top of your car. You know, my belief is if you take care of your car will take care of you. So that's just my personal belief. So we've been on here for a while. Any more questions, just keep them coming. And if I can help one person on this channel, then I did my job. And the ultimate, you know, goal for this channel is to help you save money, to help educate you, to make you a better person, to help you sound educated when you walk up to someone or a service tech and say, hey, my car needs such and such. You're like, oh, okay, wow, okay, you really know your stuff, you know? Or if you're a lady and you go to the tire shop and they say, what's your tire size? You give them a tire size, 240, 40, or 20. Oh, wow, okay. They won't think twice about trying to take advantage of you. And so, like I said, I've met many men and women over the years tell me they got robbed left and right. If you don't know yourself, yeah, they're going to rob you, you know, period. So, and that's why this channel is created. Don't ever get hung up because it says W2222, 2016 Mercedes-Benz S550. The concept, the basic for the entire channel is the same. Take that knowledge, apply it. There's a reason why I'm able to work on 10 plus cars. My third Mercedes is the 2016. The Mercedes before this one was the 2008 320. The Mercedes before that one was a C1994 C280. The C1994 C280, the front brakes needed to be changed, the front brake pad. I took off the tire, looked at the brake, changed it without even cracking open a manual. And that's the state where I'm trying to get most of the subscriber on this channel to be able to be confident, to be able to do something like that or something similar. What brand tire do you usually put on your car? All seasons. And basically, when I'm buying car tires, I look at the thread. I look at how deep the thread is and the design. And I look at the recommendations, whether it's Consumer Reports or I go to Tire Rack. And I look and I see how people judge that. I look at quietness. I look at tread wear. And I look at how good it is in snow in New York, snow and rain. Those are two things. How much the tire make noise? Not really. But the thread, the deeper the thread, the more I'm interested in buying that car tire. Because I know when I go through rain, especially if you have a lot of water on the road, you don't want your car sliding, even in the snow. So you want to look for all season. All seasons must. Don't buy only all summer tires. Don't buy only, you know, winter tires. Look for all season. You can't go wrong with that. I've never had a complaint with any of my tires on my car. So when I first got the car, it was a run flat. And the run flat crack my rims like you would crack an egg, and I just had to get rid of them. You know, I did a video on that as well. So if you want to save money, just pick and choose the videos that you're interested in. You know, memorize it, and you know, be good. You're good. No one can ever take advantage of you. You know, you can tell someone, oh yeah, this is what I learned. And each of my video series, each of the videos that I make, I want to have you come away with you knowing something, something about how your car works. Or wow, I never knew that. You know, so hopefully I'm tremendous help, and you know, it shows. It shows on the videos that I make, how many people like it, and even the polls. I look at the polls, and it gives me a good feel of where people are at, and which is good. It just tells me that I have to make more content. And I wanted to make this channel a little bit differently from the forum. I go to the forum for Mercedes. There's two forums, and I look and I see what people complain about, and whether it's warranty or tires, or I can't do this or that, and I just look, and sometimes I get ideas from that as well. If you have any idea, like I said, send me an email, wrobert000, or maybe post something in the comment. I love reading the comments, whether good or bad. Every comment is good, and there's no negative. So we're all here to try to learn. Now, some people have asked me, am I a mechanic? And their answer is no. I do have a mechanical background. My profession is IT, technical support. So I'm a techie. So anything dealing with computers, and of course the W2222 is just a giant computer on wheels. So I just know a lot in terms of maintenance and what works and what doesn't work. I've sat in my mechanic shop many times and saw how he worked and how he saw a problem, addressed it, and moved on. And like I said, the mechanic, especially one that was referred to you, is your best friend. Because many a times, not with this car, the previous Mercedes, the 2020, there was something wrong with my car. I bring it over to him, and he was driving. I was sitting in the passenger seat, and I said, "You hear that?" He says, "Yeah, Wayne, order this." I ordered a part, and of course, I did a video on parts, so you know where you get your parts from. Do the same thing with your respective manufacturer, whether Lexus, BMWs, Hyundai. Tells me to order a part. I bring the part to him. Get this. He opens up at 8. I'm there 7 o'clock, 7:30. I'm the first one in, the first one out. There are many times I will go to his shop in the middle of the day. People are there, and I go, he will stop what he's doing on working on a car on the left, work on my car. Why? Because I tip him well. You want to tip your mechanic very well, especially your mom and pop, because when they see you, they don't know the other person that came that have their car on the lift, but they know you. They know you tip well. They'll take care of you. You know, one of the best advice I can give you is, he tells you to order a part. You're gonna turn around and ask him, how long is this gonna take to change? Wayne, this is gonna be half a day. I schedule. I hope my boss is not watching this. Sometimes I would take a vacation day or half a day for him to work on my car, come back. That's why I'm the first one in, first one out. Even on the weekends, first one in, first one out. So that's one of the best advice I can give you. Do you ever have any alignment issues? How often do you get the car aligned? I got my car aligned the last time I was in the dealership, which was 2 years ago. When your car needs to be aligned, align it. If I'm driving on my tires or balance, and I take my hand off the wheel and the car's pulling to the side a little bit or it's not active, I will bring it to the dealership. You can bring it to, you don't even have to go to the dealership for a car line. You can bring it to a regular, not even your mom and pop, but a auto repair facility that have wheel alignment. They have, you can see them. It's a big red thing that they put the car on and the tires go up. They can actually do a wheel alignment for either the two front tires or all four tires. You probably want to do all four tires at the same time. You get a better driving. I don't do wheel alignment that often. If that's answer your question. Should I also tip my dealership mechanic? I don't, because when the dealership sends me a bill, they send me, everything's electronic with me. Sent to my phone, I pay it on my phone, I go to my car. You don't know who worked on your car, so who are you gonna tip? You're not gonna tip the cashier. Unless the mechanic goes in the car with you and says, I was the one who worked on your car, hopefully everything is right, I will give that guy something. But other than that, I don't tip the dealership at all. I would tip my mom and pop. Now the mom and pop, and I'm trying to understand what I mean by mom and pop. Mom and pop doesn't mean the franchise, which is the chain auto stores. Mom and pop means you actually sit in their shop and actually see the work. Now, if you go to a franchise mechanic and the mechanic comes out and says, your car is ready, the guy that comes out to you, you probably want to give him the tip. If that's the guy that worked on your car, or more than likely the cashier probably is the one that's coming out to you, but you can actually watch and look and see who's working on your car. When that guy's finished with your car and the cashier comes to you and says your car's ready, I will go back to the guy in the franchise, give him something on the side. But I never, since I have my Mercedes, I've never tipped a Mercedes mechanic. And the reason why, because when I'm sitting in the waiting area and I go pay at the cashier, I pay it, my car's in the front, I get in my car and I jump in. The valet guy that brings your car around, that's not the mechanic that worked on your car. So hopefully that answers your question. Any more questions? Feel free to keep them coming. And we're going to wrap this up in another 4 minutes. And we've been speaking for almost an hour now. So let's see. How many miles do you usually get out of the tire and brakes of the W2222? Very good question. I recently changed what did I change first? I changed my front brake pad. And here's a tip. I'm driving, change my front brake pad, I step on the brakes, and the pedal is going down. I don't have the brake indicator in my dashboard. And with me, I normally change my brake pad before that happened. And here's another tip. I use the same brake sensor that I took out of the old brake pad and I put it on the new brake pad. Here's why. If you don't see the change of brake in your dashboard, that means the sensor is still good. You can still use it, and I've done that. But here's the catch. I also have brand new brake sensors that I've never used on that because I've always changed my brake pad before the car tells me to change it. And I do it by the feel of it. If I step on my brake and the brake pedal is going down, and I change the front, I didn't change the back. Let me go and take a look at the back. The back needs to be changed. Now I change the back. Next time I go driving, I step on a brake. I like my brakes like stiff. I want you to be able to step on my brake and your head is in the windshield. So I don't really use the mileage in terms of you have to feel your brakes. If you step on your brake and you put your foot all the way down towards the ground, yeah, your brake pads are low. How many mileage I would guess? I would say I would change my brake pad, twice a year? How many miles do you usually get out of the tires? That depends on the tire that you buy. Some tires, 30. You got to read the reviews of some of the, when you go to TireRack.com and you read the reviews, some people complain that the tire says one thing, the tire manufacturer says one thing, you're supposed to get this amount of interval out of the tires, but when you read the reviews for that tires and you look at people who bought it, they're going to turn around and say, oh, this tire wore more than what was said in papers. So, hopefully that answers your question, but that's what I said. When you buy a tire, you want to look at the thread. Don't buy one of these tires where the thread is like even. You want to look for an aggressive tire. You can never go wrong with all seasons. Look at the thread type. Look at how the way it's designed. Just visualize when the water goes in the thread type. How's the water comes out of the tire? The more sophisticated the thread type, the deeper the thread, the more the water can run through. You're not going to be slipping and sliding, even if it snows. So hopefully that answers any questions. Well, I enjoyed my time answering your questions with you. It's been, although I had a late start, I still did an hour of talk. So hopefully you learned a lot. Subscribe and like. Share it with your friends. Say this guy, it's pretty good. But like I said, and I'm going to say it again, don't get hung up because it's the W2222 Mercedes-Benz S550. Take the knowledge that's each and every one of these videos and apply it to your car make and manufacturer and just do the same thing. There's a reason why I had 10 plus cars and I'm able to work in every single one of them. And I only bring my car to the dealership or the mom and pop when I have to. So that way you're not going broke. That way you're not spending money after money after and throwing money out of the pocket. And so that's my goal, my vision for this channel is to help as many people as possible be educated about their car, whatever manufacturer you have, so you can enjoy it. You're not there and oh man, I gotta pay this. But I'm gonna say like I do all my videos, subscribe and like, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night.